Welcome to Wildcat Chat. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Michelle Elkins, and I'm an Associate Director with the K-State Alumni Association. We are so pleased to have Vickie James with us today. Vickie is a 1976 graduate of the College of Health and Human Sciences. She's a registered dietitian and the creator of Healthy Kids Challenge, an award-winning nonprofit with a school and community-based approach for children's health. The program was created in 1998 for Cooking Light magazine and ran for over 20 years. Since that time, Vickie and her husband relocated to Manhattan, Kansas, where she has established the Food and Farm Council of Ridley County and the City of Manhattan. The council provides leadership and support for bringing partners together to improve community issues such as food insecurity, food recovery, nutrition education, and access to local healthy foods. Vickie received the 2019 Health and Human Sciences Advocacy Award for her work. She also received the Alumni Association's Fellows Award in 2001 and served on the Alumni Association's National Board of Directors from 2002 through 2006. You all provided great questions for Vickie during the registration process, and she will address those throughout her talk. But if you have more questions, just enter them into your chat box and she'll address as many as she possibly can. Vickie, you are a very busy person with all you're doing for the Alumni Association, the university, and our community. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time this afternoon to share your fun-filled tips for healthy eating and activity.
Hey, Wildcat fans, good afternoon. Thank you to the Alumni Association, some of my best friends, and I just thank you so much for everything you do for the university, for the students, and for just the communities across Manhattan and wider. It's a super privilege to be here today, but I have to give one disclaimer. If I really wanted to address all of the issues that you had today, I'd have to put on my cape, and I don't think I can get it done in 30 minutes. So I'll make you a deal. If questions you ask are very health related and specific, that you need a nutrition, therapy, and a plan, please see your primary care provider and your registered dietitian wherever you live, and that will be the best situation. It's a really diverse and specialized field that we have in dietetics and nutrition. But today I really want to focus on this challenging time and what are some of those tips and tools that my household and your household can really wrap our head around and try to make a difference with how we feel, even though we might be having some tough days. So I'm going to throw aside my cape and I want to take you back to, for me, it was March 13th. It was the last time I had a face-to-face meeting. It was the last time I went into a retail store. It was the last time I had coffee with someone in one of the local coffee shops. And I didn't see my family for quite some time other than my husband. I bet you remember when that happened for you. So how can we be our best wildcat with this being a tough time? So many of the things that we love have been stripped or changed. Well, I didn't make this up, but I saw it on Facebook and I decided I wanted to share it. I think we're in Corona Coaster. And Corona Coaster, as I saw it described, are the ups and downs of being in the middle of a pandemic. And it means that one day you're loving that bubble you're in, and you're baking bread and you're just reading books and you're taking long walks. And the next day you're crying. You're not sure if you want to make your bed. And you're wondering if you've got mimosa fixing for breakfast. And you're even missing people that aren't your favorite folks. They're not your best pals. Well, lesson. The first lesson I want to share with you is it's really okay to not be okay right now. We're in this together. Our university, our K-12 students, the economic stability and challenges, what do we do about this and that and the other? It's really okay to not feel your best every day. But what can we do? What are the little things that we can control? So I want to start off with a poll. So I don't have a way for you to raise your hands, but just think to yourself or turn to those next to you. And I want to ask you this. How many of you recognize that you have had an increase in high sugar, high fat foods, more desserts, more snacking, or more alcohol during the pandemic? Okay, I won't wait for your answers. I think we got a lot of hands in the air. Well, restaurants and grocers report an increase in sales of all of those items. Liquor stores are busy, carry out and curbside has increased, partially because we can't go in, but also partially because we're craving those foods. So tip number one that I have, assess your habits. What do they look like right now? Not what you used to do, but what are you doing right now? Look at yourself and your household, your whole family. What are your habits right now? Check in with what you're eating, and are you hungry, or are you eating because of boredom, fatigue, stress, feeling down? Is it your change in routine? Is it because you're home more, or are you really ready to eat? What's your emotion? I suggest that you keep a notepad on the fridge or nearby, and when you catch yourself grazing, when you're wearing out the rug going back and forth, stop and take a note, write it down. What time is it? What's the food you were going to get? When's the last time you ate? And what was it the last time you ate? I'm guessing you will find patterns, because patterns form really easy in stressful times. And to curb those, you can't possibly know where to start if you can't identify the pattern first. So that's number one, identify what your current pattern is, good or bad. So let's take it from the top. We get up in the morning. First thing, do you eat breakfast? Well, Healthy Kids Challenge and some of my colleagues that I love dearly that are on this call, we coined the phrase breakfast go power. If you eat breakfast, what is your breakfast? So as I tell the kids, think about a car. Would you expect to go from Dighton, where Grandma and Grandpa used to live, to Manhattan, where we live now, or Kansas City, where you live, without putting gas in the tank? Well, no, they tell me. Well, it's the same thing with you. You have to have fuel to start your day and to get you going through the day. So adults, if your day starts with nothing because you're busy, and then you get busier, and then at lunch you maybe have a little something, or if it starts with coffee, more coffee, loaded coffee, and a high sugar, high fat item, or kids, if it starts with nothing because you're sleepy, or it starts with a lot of juice and nothing else, how do you feel about 2 hours later? Breakfast Go Power is about making sure, number one, we eat breakfast every day, every single day. And if it's not when you first wake up, give yourself a break. It can be a little bit later, but have breakfast. Once that becomes a new stable habit, number two is what you eat. Put some whole grains in there, have some cereal with milk, have a lean protein. It doesn't have to be an egg. You can have a tortilla shell with peanut butter. Have a piece of fruit with it. So make it balanced. It doesn't have to be traditional. It can be leftover. But breakfast go power. If you don't feel good mid-morning, ask yourself, did I eat and what did I eat? And going right along with that is what you have to drink. Well, we call that drink think. Whether you're young or old, think about what are your beverage choices? What do you drink and how much? For example, is this what you drink from? Or is it this size? Or is it this size? Or is it a cooler size that I don't even have with me today? Water should be our number one. Skim milk, low-fat milk, if you're over age 2 and you're not allergic to milk, we need that calcium, and it's very nutritious. How about sugared beverages, and how about artificially sweetened beverages? My take on that is the high sugar beverages are just calories. And I don't know about you, but I gotta really, really love my calories to make sure that I truly enjoy those. So if you enjoy a high sugar beverage, make that an occasional and not an always drink choice in your drink think. When it comes to fruits and fruit juices, consider 4 ounces as kind of a breaking point with the amount of fruit juice. The whole fruits and the canned fruits, the dried fruits, you'll get more fiber, and fiber stays with you longer. It sticks to you. It'll slow down that digestion. So you'll get more from it than juice. I often see that something challenges families is that families will drink large quantities of juice, and that can be expensive, and it also can use up a lot of calories and not as much nutrition as if we have a more varied diet. Next thing I want to mention to you is snack attack. And my grandkids love this one. It's another one of the things we created in Healthy Kids Challenge. Snacks are okay. We have this misnomer that snacks are bad for us, and they're not. Snacks are really a good idea. But what it means is that we need to think about when we snack and what our choices are and how much. So if you've turned into, this is poll number 2, every time you sit down and watch TV these days, do you have food and drink in hand? Yes or no? If so, what is the choice and how much? So it's just something to really think about. So children, for example, needs a snack, a small snack between breakfast and lunch, lunch and dinner, and maybe even a little bit in the evening is not so bad, depending on the day. Most kids with their growth pattern and their energy pattern can't get all the nutrients and calories that they need at meals. They really do need that snack. So the snack is okay, but how much? If you have a small plate or a large plate, we tend to fill the plate. So do think about that. Snacking could be everything from fruits and vegetables. Those are great snacks. It can be a lean protein, but the idea is, again, how much and how often. Now, back to the drink. One of my favorites is to take water and infuse it with fruits. I love to take raspberries right now in season, smash them down and get them in that water. And another favorite is putting mint and cucumber, which may sound kind of strange, but that's another one. So if you are refreshing your thirst with water or something like infused water, it kind of slows down that craving for so much to eat, and it might be helpful for you. So remember, when you think about snack attack, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, yogurts, a string cheese, a few nuts. If you're into a lot of physical activity, something with endurance, or if your household's running from one event to the next, and you're not going to have time to really get that meal in, then it might be something to help prolong the hunger. So it might be something like a trail mix that's got nuts and seeds and a whole grain in it and some dried fruit. And it might even have a little treat in it, like some hard candy M&Ms or something. A PB&J, kids' favorite peanut butter and jelly, is not a bad snack item. So you do need to think about how much you eat and when. My next tip, fruits and vegetables. Every day the tasty way. You've probably heard me mention fruits and vegetables, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 times already. No matter the size of your plate when you're having a meal, a really good tip is that half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. The other half can be shared between a lean protein, grains, and then a couple times a day, share with having a dairy item, whether it's something to drink or cheese, yogurt, cottage cheese, things like that. But half that plate, fruits and vegetables. Fruits and veggies can be a snack. They can be a big part of a salad. They can be part of dessert. I call fruits and vegetables the original fast food before we had drive-through foods. Fruits and vegetables were here first. They can really help strengthen your immune system. Somebody asked the question about what can I do right now as I return to campus to make my immune system stronger? I would say make sure you're getting your fruits and veggies in, you're drinking plenty of water, you're being active, and you're balancing that plate with at least half of your grains when you consume them being whole grains. So brown rice, whole grain bread, things like that, whole grain pasta, rye, oats, and making sure you get enough sleep. Those will be the things that are the general things that you can do to help your immune system. Now, also have a little bit of fun with friends and occasional fun foods, but try to limit those high sugar, high fat, too much alcohol, too much caffeine. Make those a bit limited. Now, I had a couple of helpers with this. First of all, I have to thank Carter. Carter's our oldest grandson. Thank you, Carter B. Carter helped direct the video and put that together if you saw the promo video. And then my next tip is about eat the colors of the rainbow of fruits and vegetables. And Carter's younger brother, Jackson Cody, was my art director. And he has just what I need to show you the next part. This is Jackson's rainbow. This is the perfect tip I have for families or senior citizens, little people, anybody, is instead of trying to figure out, am I getting the right nutrients? What do I need to do? Stop and think about the rainbow. Red, blue, purple, green, white, yellow, orange. Work every day on increasing the total number of fruits and vegetables, the variety of fruits and vegetables, and the colors. Ask yourself or have the kids help check you. What color did you eat today? Sometimes people go, oh gosh, Vicki, I don't even think I've had a fruit and vegetable yet today. And we've been through breakfast and lunch. Oops, time to jack it up a notch. What is the one that you find you eat the most of? Ask that in your household. Challenge yourselves to think about it. Oftentimes it's green or yellow orange, or it may be seasonal. I find that blue purple is more challenging to fit in. There aren't as many, and they may be a little more difficult to get depending on where you live. And again, it doesn't matter if it's canned, frozen, dried, fresh, a mix of that. Just get those colors of the rainbow in. In season, for example, right now, my red is probably really high because of the amount of strawberries and cherries and now watermelon that I'm eating. In the winter, not so much. So I have to really work at getting that one in. So do think about that. Have your kids or grandkids make a rainbow, put it on the fridge, and put them in charge of thinking about what should we have for our fruit or vegetable for lunch or a snack or dinner, and see if you can increase that color and the variety that you have. You won't be sorry that you do that. It's a very simple activity, but it's a way to connect the dots within your household, and it's a really simple way to shop as well. Speaking of shopping, this is important. Now, I think my grown children, who, by the way, hi, you're listening and you're all K-State graduates as well. We got more alums on here. They probably get tired of me saying, be sure that you plan. Be sure that you keep a shopping list. On the grocery shopping list, I suggest that you have something beyond that on your fridge. So have a list for shopping. Have a few menu items for that week. Doesn't have to be exact because lives change, but at least what you think. That you think you're going to have burgers, you think you're going to have some turkey and some potatoes, and also the use up category. Now that's the one I think most people leave out. Use up. That means shop your refrigerator, shop your pantry, shop your freezer. That's how come I go to get in the pantry and I have 12 of something. Well, I thought we needed it, and then I thought we needed it again and again and again. If you don't shop your refrigerator, that's when you start to grow mold on that stuff at the back. So it's really important to shop before you go to the store. Right now, as you keep a click list, the perfect thing to do is to just get up, and that moving around is good. Look at the refrigerator, look in the pantry, check the freezer, talk to the family, work together on what maybe you might want to eat that week. And then when you get home and you're ready to cook, cook once, make extra so you can eat twice, or even freeze it so it can be ready for another day. My other tip around planning is the no heat, no cooking meals. Now everybody's like, what are those? What are those? I want no heat, no cooking meals. You got to plan, you got to shop. How about if you had a rotisserie chicken, if you had some canned salmon or tuna, if you have canned beans, hard-boiled eggs, some slices of ham or turkey, if you've got leftover rice or pasta, if you've got salad greens, tortillas for wraps or pita breads, sandwiches or buns, hummus, then you've got all the stuff to make salads or sandwiches. You can take a lean protein, you can take a leftover rice or pasta, leftover vegetables, some broth, throw it in a pot, and all you got to heat is that one stew pot on the stove. So that works really well too, and it's not a lot of heat. Now, another tip would be grandson Jackson is learning how to cook on the grill. So you might want to, moms and dads, help your children to learn how to help you out working on the grill. A great way to keep the heat out of the house and enjoy some foods. You can roast your vegetables out there. You can heat up your breads, cook your meats. It doesn't have to be just for your steaks. A bunch of the questions today came from, I think, stressed out parents saying, what about my picky eaters? Well, there are two kinds of picky eaters. You can have the spouse that's a picky eater, and you can have the children and grandchildren that are picky eater. So let's talk about the kids first. Involve them. I can't say that enough. I think moms and dads, the more stressed you are, the more it's like, here, I got to get this done. I would encourage you and challenge you to do the opposite. The 3-year-old can scrub raw potatoes, raw carrots. They can wipe down the counter. You might have to follow behind them. They can clean off their place at the table, and they can put things in the trash. The 4-year-old should be able to help unload the silverware and the non-breakables in the dishwasher, set the table, and the 5 and 6-year-old as they're going to school, they're learning to measure there. So help them to learn to measure, how to break an egg in a bowl, how to use a blunt knife. You know, when you do carry out and you get all that little plastic silverware, keep those knives. Those are perfect for young children to begin to learn the proper knife techniques. And older kids, get them cooking. They need to be in there. So kids can help plan the menu. They don't get to always decide the whole meal, but should we have green beans or cauliflower? What should we do for fruit? This one or this one? Now, if you have a child that refuses to eat, my professional recommendation is don't pressure it. Please don't punish if a child doesn't eat. Encourage, encourage a what I call a polite bite. If they choose not to eat, ask them to sit there nicely and be quiet at the table and join in socialization with each other. And then quietly, everybody gets down, helps clean up, put the meal away, and offer that food or something similar that's a healthy choice in a couple of hours. Not 5 minutes later, not 10 minutes later, and certainly not high sugar, high fat snacks. You guys, they'll be okay if they didn't eat that meal. They'll be okay. They're going to make it to the next meal. But involve them. If the kids are involved in preparing things, I'm telling you, they're going to do so much better at getting them introduced to new foods. So be patient and keep trying it. Okay, now, what about if the picky eater or the one that doesn't want to come along for the ride with health happens to be the spouse? My tip is, please don't put on your nag hat. If you put your nag hat on, it's not going to work. I suggest you try to be lighthearted. Something like this. Okay, so you want your spouse to go out and take a walk. He or she doesn't want to. So you go take a walk anyway. Set an example. You come back and you say something humorous like, wow, I just burned 2,000 calories in 20 minutes. And your spouse goes, what? You go, yeah, I went for a walk and forgot to tell you about the brownies and we burned them up. No brownies today. So it lightens up and opens the door for conversation about change. And again, even if your spouse wants to eat the whole bag of chips and you don't, the best thing you can do is, if you want to have chips, get a serving size, put the bag away, go and have yours. Set the example, but also have plenty of prepared cut sliced oranges, apples, baby carrots, have the other things there, easy and ready to use. So if you don't have quite as much of the high calorie things in the house and you keep being active and making healthy choices, it's the best way to open the door to conversation, because a spouse has to do it for themselves. They can't do it for you. They can't do it for anybody else. It has to be because they want to turn the corner. Now, this is my timeout pause reminder that this is so exciting. I can't wait to share this, that we want you, your household, to take pictures of you and your family being your best wildcat with healthy eating and being physically active. So starting today, you can send your pictures to webmaster@kstate.com. Webmaster@kstate.com. And the Alumni Association on their Facebook page is going to have a photo album to capture all of those Being Your Best Wildcat. Now, I plan on turning in pictures of my grandkids as they're here on grandcation, as we call it, when they come one at a time to join us for a few days. So please do that. I think it'll be a cool way to share with each other ways that we can be active and what we can do through this tough time. My other thing I want to make sure I remind you is another awesome program from the Alumni Association. This Saturday, July 18th at 2 p.m., the Alumni Association staff member, Heather, is going to read Hello, Willie. And that book is written by fellow graduate Dan Walters. So you don't have to register. You just log into the Alumni Facebook page Saturday at 2 p.m. And there will be other readings as well. But that's such a fun way to read. That gives me a transition to my next tip. Active play every day. So we've talked about what you drink. We've talked about breakfast importance. We've talked about planning. We've talked about assessing where you are with your habits right now, and that big deal of mine about fruits and vegetables and eating the rainbow. But you know what? Sitting is the new smoking. I want to say that again. Sitting is the new smoking. To be your best wildcat, you've got to get up and move. Adults, we set oftentimes 8 hours a day. 80% of jobs require no physical activity. Our kids need to move. So whether school is going to be at school or at home, advocate for recess time, physical education time, time to get up and move around. It's tough to sit. 10,000 steps a day and stretching every 30 to 40 minutes. So let me ask you this. How many movies have you watched since this COVID thing? Since, for me, March 13th. How many new movies? How many new TV series? Now, spin that the other way. How many new foods have you tried in that time? How many new physical activities have you tried in that time? And if it's out of balance, how can you change that? Here's a few ideas. First of all, parents, I encourage you not to get too stressed out, if you can, about the schooling at home. Remember, building a fort is engineering. I know Bennett and Madison, Carter and Jackson tell me all the time about their awesome forts. Cooking is math and science. Catching bugs, worms for fishing, and fireflies is ecology, it's biology, it's science. Reading is literacy, vocabulary, and spelling. Dance, walk, bike ride is PE. Sidewalk chalk is art, self-expression, and more. Now, I realize some of you live in a city, some are rural, some are in Manhattan, but wherever you can, find your space and move. It might be yoga, it might be Tai Chi, something you find online. It might be taking walks around the neighborhood. But you can walk around the neighborhood and do math with the kids. Ask them to figure out how many houses on each corner of the block, how many windows in those houses, and do multiplication. Carter taught me the other day when we took a hike up to the Manhattan Letters that there was an app on my phone that I could check out what sound of birds those were, and I could figure out what bird it was. So that's really cool to be able to connect nature and science, and you're doing activity. When you get back, what about planning a healthy snack? Madison, our princess in the family, loves cooking. At Thanksgiving, she helped me make this cool tray of fruits and vegetables, and it was in the shape of a turkey. So she's always looking for fun ways to do snack things with grandma. So getting up and moving and having healthy snacks goes together. Somebody wrote and wanted to know, what about gymnasiums right now? You know, everybody has to make their own choice right now. My husband and I are a little bit older. We're very careful about where we go, what we do. We wear masks when we go places. We wash our hands even more than ever. And we right now are not going into a gym, even if there was that opportunity. But you have to make your own decision, where you live, what the situation looks like. And I just encourage people to find ways to be active wherever they are. So if that can be at home, figure it out. If the kids and grandkids want to put on their superhero capes and you want to go out for a walk, do it. There's a fun story about Bennett telling Madison one day in the car with his creative mind that grandma took him to Paris. And Madison's like, she did not. And Bennett said, yes, she did. And of course, Madison and Brett say, well, how'd you get there? And Bennett goes, well, grandma took me, grandma drove. So take that and spit it into looking around on the map. Where is Paris? Draw the Eiffel Tower, take a walk. And how many days would you have to walk around your block or your neighborhood? Multiply that and figure how far it would be for you to walk to Paris, Bennett. We better get started. It's going to take a while. So maybe it's gardening. Maybe it's just, finding something new. Disc golf. Maybe it's going fishing. You can use household items for light weights, and that works too. Whatever it is, try to not get stuck. Figure out something that you can go and do. You can play I Spy and scavenger hunts, but I challenge you that if you're going to spend 8 hours a day sitting with a desk job or being at home, we're not doing too much up and around, stand up for 2 minutes 16 times during that. 16 times 2 is 32. That will be 30 minutes of standing and moving around more than you were doing. If you're watching a show, even if it rushes through the commercials, pause it and you get up and you move around for 2 minutes. And I don't mean go to the refrigerator and stand and stare in the fridge. I mean move around. So think about that. We have a question here. My grandkids' favorite meal. Oh my gosh. That can go everything from a hot dog to steak to pasta. And I will tell you though that they get just as big a grins on their face if I have their favorite fruits and vegetables. So it's okay to enjoy those fun foods. There's nothing wrong with that. But get those fruits and veggies in there and get that activity in there. That's so important. I've just a couple of more tips for you, and then it's time to wrap up. One of the things that's really important to me to be my best wildcat is to volunteer, to donate, to help, and to be kind wherever you can. The university is obviously at a challenged time, and we all love it so much. We all bleed purple that are on this call today. So my advice is to all of you students that are returning, no matter what your major, take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, get involved, volunteer, look for experiences to learn and to grow. My best memories at K-State were the friends I made for life. They're still my friends, and some of them are on here today. And of course, being engaged, falling in love, and getting engaged to my husband of 45 years happened while I was in Manhattan. So you never know. Stretch your comfort zone and try new things. That's an important thing to do. And my last tip is we all need to laugh, fly, and eat cake. Now, what does that mean? Well, my husband and I and friends went to a K-State bowl game long ago, and we saw graffiti on a wall. And this was in Dallas, and it said, laugh, fly, and eat cake. And I came home and turned it into kind of my theme. Laugh. It means find laughter, find fun things about each day. When's the last time through this COVID that you laughed so hard your ribs hurt or it made you cry? Find that laughter. Your kids need that. The grandparents need it. We all need it. So laugh, fly. How do we fly? We soar. What can we control? Right now we can control our attitude, our kindness, our social distancing, wearing a mask or not, turning off too much news and too much social media. We can offer grace to others and we can rise above the rubble. That's flying. And eating cake, that means to have some fun stuff every day. Now, I'm not a big cake fan, so at a birthday party, I might opt out for that, but I might enjoy the ice cream. So choose your calories and enjoy those. Just don't overextend, because if we have this size of plate or this size of plate, we tend to fill it. Fill your plate, put the food away, sit down and enjoy that. So laugh, fly, and eat cake is wrapped up in a package for me called my grandkids, Carter, Madison, Jackson, Bennett, and last but not least, the two I haven't mentioned yet. I bet my family's going, you didn't even mention the twins, Ethan and Nolan. The innocence of children and how they see this world with so much joy and excitement over the tiniest things is amazing. I every day look at pictures and videos of my grandkids. And I conclude this time with you thinking that we need to figure out a time to have a happy, healthy hour with Vickie, because I have a lot more to share. But right now I want to leave you with, I challenge us all to seek some of that childhood joy. Sometimes you just have to let it be to truly be your best wildcat.
Vickie, your grandkids are darling, and I agree that song and those smiles certainly help in these uncertain times. Thank you for your insights and tips on how to be our best wildcat. We appreciate everyone joining us today and this afternoon. And don't forget to send in your photos to the webmaster. It's webmaster@k-state.com. That's webmaster@k-state.com. And watch our Facebook page as people post and share their fun activities and their great food. We continue to plan different Wildcat chats in the future. And if you have any ideas, feel free to share those with us. We'd love to hear about those. And one last thing, don't forget Wildcat Reads on Saturday, July 18th. If you can't make it at 2 p.m., don't worry. We'll have them posted on our Facebook page and you'll be able to watch it anytime it's available for you and your family. Thanks. Have a great day and go Cats.